Angela Rayner's sudden resignation has sent shockwaves through the Labour Party. But the real storm for Keir Starmer might be just beginning. This isn't just a political setback. It's a crisis that exposes deeper vulnerabilities in a government already struggling to find its footing. Elected in a landslide just over a year ago, Labour's honeymoon period was remarkably short-lived. Within months, they faced the dreaded midterm blues, with poll numbers plummeting to levels typically seen in a government's final throes. Now, a scandal and high-profile resignation at the heart of power have further destabilized an already shaky administration. https://www.theguardian.com and NLM arguing the basis of Tim Allen as Stearman's inner circle, packed with new Labour veterans like Tim Allen, the former Blair smoother recalled to Downing Street, might try to reassure him that this storm will pass, pointing to historical precedents like Peter Mandelson's early resignation under Blair. Tim Allen and deputy chair of the Labour Party will hit hard. The economic landscape is far less forgiving, and Starmer's own popularity is nowhere near Blair's stratospheric levels. Rayner's departure as both deputy PM and deputy leader of the Labour Party will hit hard. It's a blow to a government that's been stumbling since day one. And this is the part most people miss. Resignations, especially those fueled by scandal, always chip away at a government's reputation for competence. They give opponents ammunition and sow doubt in voters' minds, painting a picture of chaos rather than control. Downing Street's Friday reshuffle, David Lammy stepping into Rayner's deputy PM role and Yvette Cooper taking over as foreign secretary, might be seen as a decisive move, but it's hard to shake the feeling of damage control. This is a far cry from the image of technocratic calm Starmer promised, a stark contrast to the Tory chaos embodied by Boris Johnson and Liz Truss. The circumstances surrounding Rayner's resignation only deepen the wound. They echo the early headlines that plagued Labour, when senior ministers, including Starmer himself, were forced to explain accepting gifts, from designer clothes to concert tickets. These revelations undermined Labour's pledge to clean up Westminster's sleaze culture, a legacy of the Johnson era. Some will argue that Rayner's situation is different from the scandals that toppled the previous government. But to many voters, a senior minister underpaying taxes by £40,000 will simply confirm the cynical view that all politicians are either hypocrites or self-serving. Is this a fair generalization? Or is it a dangerous oversimplification that undermines public trust in democracy itself? This scandal hits Starmer particularly hard. Unlike Blair, he lacks charisma and oratorical flair. His strength has always been his image as a straight-laced, rule-abiding Boy Scout. As a former chief prosecutor, he positioned himself as the antithesis of Boris Johnson, the boring but trustworthy leader who would ensure the rules were followed. Any rule breaking under his watch shatters that carefully crafted image. And that's a problem, because it's essentially all he's got. But the loss of Rayner goes beyond mere optics. And this is the part most people miss. Rayner wasn't just a politician. She was a symbol. Her working-class background and ability to connect with voters, especially working-class women, were invaluable. Labour canvassers spoke of her authenticity, her ability to build genuine connections on doorsteps. Focus groups showed how voters warmed to her because she was genuine. https://bsky.app/profile/gabrielmalan.social/post. In a political landscape dominated by polished elites, Rayner represented something rare: authenticity. Her personal story, marked by experiences like the threat of grooming gangs, gave her a unique perspective. For many in Labour, she embodied the party's promise of social mobility, proof that someone from her background could rise to the highest levels of power. Others saw the relentless scrutiny she faced from right-wing media. https://theguardian.com/politics/Angela Rayner Departure Scalp Press Analysis. As evidence of a deeper resistance to a more inclusive society, now a cabinet already lacking in strong communicators and politicians who can connect with Labour's traditional base has lost one of its most effective voices. This leaves a gaping hole that won't be easily filled. To make matters worse, the deputy leader position is elected by party members. Unless Starmer intervenes, https://www.newstatesman.com/politics UK politics, Keir Starmer can stop a deputy leadership election, or Lammy runs unopposed. This means an internal election during a time of extreme vulnerability. The simmering debate within Labour about its direction, whether to focus on winning back red wall Brexit voters or appeal to its left flank, losing support to the Greens and other progressive parties, will explode into the open. Rayner's resignation has ripped off the bandage, forcing a confrontation that Starmer has been trying to avoid. Blair survived Mandelson's resignation because the economy was strong, and Mandelson's communication skills, while valuable, weren't irreplaceable. More importantly, Blair's government had a clear, compelling narrative. Starmer's government lacks that narrative, and Rayner's departure exposes this weakness. The upcoming Labour conference and budget in November, set for the 26th, offer crucial opportunities to address this. If Starmer and his team fail to seize these moments, it will be a failure far more damaging than any tax scandal, one with consequences that could define his premiership. Jonathan Friedland is a Guardian columnist. His new book, The Traitors' Circle, The Rebels Against the Nazis and the Spy Who Betrayed Them, £25, is available from the Guardian Bookshop, https://guardianbookshop.com/The Traitors' Circle, 978-1398-1367, for £22.